Okay, today we start KC4C notes. And 4C notes are actually like a review from KC3 and a little bit of KC2. So we should know this stuff already. But if you didn't, you'll have to remember. And if you don't remember, please go back to your notes or just come ask me. But they're pretty easy. I'm pretty sure you'll get it right away. All right, so let's get started. Let's go to number one. It says the graph below represents a race car speed during a 1,000-second portion of the race. What best describes what the race car was doing during the 700 to 800 second interval of the race. So I know seconds are on the bottom, right? Time, seconds. They told you from 700 to 800. So this is 800, right? And I'm guessing this is 700 because this is 6 and it's in the middle of 6 and 8. So that has to be 700. So they're talking about this line right here. What is happening to the race car? Well, the race car is not moving. Right? Because we should know that when we have a line that is crossing straight, right? Like that, or even up and down straight, nothing happens to it. It's constant. There's no change. Okay, so the car is not moving, and we call that constant. This is the word I'm looking for. Alright, the car is constant. Constant means not moving. Alright, so you see, it's all pretty easy. You're just describing what's happening on the graph, and we're not really doing any math. Okay, so there's not really bad things about this unit yet, but let's go to number two. All you have to do is describe what's happening on the graph. Remember, I explained to you in target 3, I believe, that I told you that x, which is your independent, I told you that the x, the independent variable, will always be increasing. Unless the graph starts on the opposite way, but so far all my graphs start from the same way, and I know x is always going to be increasing. How do I know as the x? Well, you should know that these are the x. The line on the bottom is your x. You should know that this is your y. And your y is always going to be changing. So x is the same, y changes. Alright, so as they're telling you, as the drug, what? Was going to be increasing. I know that, right? Because this is the x variable. It says as the drug increases, grades, well, what happens to grades? The grades go down. So the grades decreases. What about the next one? As time increases, like I told you, it's always going to be increasing. What happens to distance? Well, notice how there's a straight line, and I told you that straight lines mean it's constant. It's not moving. So yes, as time is increasing, the distance does not move because you're not doing anything. It's staying constant. All right. The last one, as the sunlight increases, it's always going to be increasing. The plan, which is your y, is going to change. Your plan is increasing. How do I know this? I'm just looking at the graph. Look at the lines, right? This one's going up. This one's going down. This one's staying constant. That's how I know what's going to happen to my y, okay? So just be careful and know how to read the graph. All right, the next one. They tell you the problem. They give you the graph. All you have to do is tell me what's happening at each point. All right, so let's read it. The graph shows your distance from the practice field as you go home after practice. You receive a ride from a friend back to his house where you ate dinner. You then walk home from there. They ask you what is happening at point A. Well, point A, you just started something, right? What did we start? Well, you finish practice and you what? You receive a ride. So then right here is received a ride. And then point B, what's happening at point B? Well, That's a starting point from this line that's not moving. So that means that you arrived at your friend's house. C is still on the constant line, right? So that means that C is when you are eating at your friend's house. And then finally you start something new again. You do the distance. You're starting to walk again. So D is when you walk home. Pretty easy. They gave you the problem. You just have to identify it on the graph. And that's it. That's all we're doing. We're just reading the graphs. All right, let's try the next one. The next one. We're going to have to do a little bit of work, but we already know how to do this, okay? It says Chloe, Kim, and Kearney were taking IQ tests. Chloe noticed that Kim's score was continually changing. Kearney noticed that as Kim kept taking the IQ test, her score was getting closer to the lower intelligence intervals. To learn more about Kim's score on the IQ test, she took Chloe and Kearney collected data. Find the slope, the y-intercept, and the scribe. Okay, so there's three things we need to do. Slope, y-intercept, and the scribe. We already know how to do this. We should know how to do this. And if you don't remember, take out the pink and blue paper the folder that we did. Okay, we know how to find slope. How to find slope? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, you pick the very first 2 points. I'm going to pick this one. You should already know that the first thing on the table, so time, is always going to be x. The score is going to be y. So all the numbers on top are x. All the numbers on the bottom are y. So if this is x, which one comes first? This one comes first, this one comes second. Same thing with the y. They're both y. This one comes first, this one comes second. All you have to do is plug into my equation. Y2 78 minus 85 over 10 minus 0. 78 minus 85 gives me negative 7. 10 minus 0 gives me 10. Can I divide that? Nope, I can't divide it. It stays the same. Negative 7 over 10. So there you go. I found my slope. B, how do I find the y-intercept? The y-intercept is when x equals 0. When x equals 0, I have my y. Here's my 0 for x, and my y is 85, so that's my y-intercept. And all you have to do is tell me to describe the relationship between time and the score, all right? And you can see what's happening with the time. It goes from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So as time increases, remember I told you the x will always be increasing. All right, then what changes is the y. What happens to the y? Well, you go from 85, 78, 71, 64, 57, 50, 43. So your score is decreasing. So as time increases, score decreases. And there you go. Nothing new. Okay, we knew how to find the slope already. We knew how to find the y-intercept. All you had to do was describe. Okay, let's try the next one. It says you have to match the graph with the table. Okay, well, you need to understand what's happening on the graph before you can move to the tables. Graph A, it's increasing and it's increasing constant. How do I know it's constant? Because it's a straight line, right? But it's increasing. What about the next one? The graph B, the points are everywhere. Can I make a line anywhere? I can't. So B is all over the place. It goes up and down. Can't tell, okay? So C, graph C, is going down. I can see this, but is it constant? Not really. I don't have my dots lined up. There's some that are up a little bit to the side. So that means they're all decreasing, but they're not constant, okay? All right, well, how do I figure out which one is constant, which one is not? All you have to do is find the difference, right? The change. So 60 to 45. Sorry. From 60 to 45, we go minus 15. From 45 to 40 is minus 5. From 40 to 75, we are adding 30. So it decreases and then increases. All right, what about the next one? 70 to 65, 15, and I minus 15. 65 to 55 is minus 15. 50 to 15, 45, sorry, is minus 15. All right, the next one, 35 to 45, we are adding 10. 45 to 55, we're adding 10. From 55 to 65, we're adding 10. All right. Did I mess up on one? No. So then, all you have to do is match the graphs. All right. So let's see. Oh, sorry, I did mess up. See, 70 minus 65 minus 5, and then 15, and then let me see. 50 minus 45 is 5. See, it's very important to do your math. All right. I usually have the kids correct my work, but I don't have kids for this video, so I have to correct mine. I have to make sure I'm doing it right. All right, let's go back to this. All right, notice on the first table, you are decreasing and then adding. So you're not doing anything constant, it's going up and down. So I'm gonna pick D with B. Why? Because it decreases and then it increases, then decreases. It goes up and down. It's not a straight line. It's not just decreasing. It's not just increasing. It's all over the place. What about the next one? I got -5, -15, and -5. Well, it's all decreasing, right? It's all decreasing, but are they constant? They're not constant because it goes from 5 to 15 to 5 again. So this one goes with C. Okay, it's decreasing, but not constant. And the last one, it's increasing and everything is constant. That makes sense. Everything's going up by 10, so it's because it increases constant. Alright, so just remember that you have to understand what's going on with the graph. Then you need to figure out the change on the table, okay? Then that's how you can match the table with the graph. Nothing new, pretty easy, so hopefully we get it. If not, come see me. I understand that sometimes the videos are not that helpful to some of you guys. So if you're still struggling, please come see me. Alright, the last one, all you have to do is tell me if you agree or disagree, okay? So it tells you that the velocity is always increasing. Well, velocity is on my Y. Is it always increasing? I'm going to say disagree, and you know why? Well, because I have the graph that's increasing, then it stays constant, that's increasing, then staying constant, then it decreases, okay? So it's all over the place, so it's not just increasing. So I'm going to disagree, and I'm going to say because I have to explain, don't forget. So it says because it increases, decreases, and stays constant. Alright, next. Explain why you agree or disagree. The domain of the velocity / time over time graph is all real numbers. So they're telling you that domain, you should know that's x, we're talking about the time. The time of this graph has all real numbers. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna disagree because we should know, and if you don't know, that's fine. But you should know that all real numbers include negative numbers. And do we have negative numbers on this graph? We don't. We only have positive. All right, so that's a reason why I do not agree. So I disagree. All right, the next one, it says between what two label points is the most rapid change in speed. Again, we're talking about change. Okay, what other word do we use for change? We use rates of change, and what's the formula for that? It's rise over run. Okay, rise, you should know that it's up and down, run is left and right. All right, so we have to look at the points that are the most changed. Well, the changes is happening when the line is either going up or going down. All right, so I have point A to point B. That's one change. I also have point C to D. That's another change. I also have E to F. And I also have G to H. So I have 4 different changes. I have to figure out which one is going the most rapid, the most fastest. All right. So from A to B, remember you go up and down. So from A to B, I go up 20 over. I went over 2. So it's 20 over 2. And 20 divided by 2 gives me 10. So that's a change. From C to D, I go up to 40, but I started at 20, okay? Remember, I started at 20 and I went up to 40. So that is 20, right? The difference is 20. And then I went over 1. So 20 divided by 1 gives me 20. All right, EF. I start at 40, I go down to 20, okay? So I went from 40 to 20, so that's 20. And I went down, so it's negative. And then from here, I went over 2. I went from 8 to 10, so that's 2. And again, it's going to give me negative 10. And GH, I go from 20 to 30, so that's 10. And then I went over 1. So which one is the fastest? 10, 20, negative 10, or 10? CD is the fastest. And it says, show your work. Okay, I need to see all these 4 points. I need to see you find the rate of change for all of them. Okay, if I can't see it and you just give me the answer, even though it's gonna be right, I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna take some points out because they told you to show your work. I need to know that you understand that. All right, so make sure you show your work. And that's basically it for target C. I told you it was pretty easy. Just reading the graphs. We already know how to do that. One problem had the slope and the y-intercept, and again, we know how to do that. It was everything on review, okay? So what changes? It's in target D. So we'll get to that in the next video. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Hopefully it helped, and if it didn't, please come see me. You know my schedule, and we're running out of time to make up any quizzes or tests, so please come.